This video is a follow-up on my video that the Philippines is closed to international tourism until about almost a year from now. So others are having a go at me because I don't want to be I want the country's economy to die because tourism is the only one that we're relying on and all this blah blah blah. You gotta remember, it's not my choice. I don't want tourism to be closed over here. It's the Department of Tourism is the one who decide on that for so-called safety protocol. But the thing is, if you are a resident here in the Philippines, you are allowed to come here, not as a tourist. Although balikbayans, which are not actually, they are just not, they're not resident here. They're here for tourism purposes. So that's one thing that's not allowed. But if you can prove that you are here living in the Philippines, that you just went out for visiting your country, you are allowed in because you're a resident here. But you gotta have to comply with a 14-day requirement while you will be billeted in a hotel and you will be tested, swab and tested, all at your own expense. So some don't find it economical to come here and go through all of that. And the OFWs that are coming home here rather are the one going through all these requirements of 14-day quarantine period, billeted in a hotel, then have to pay for all the testing requirements. But that's the way it is as of the moment. I don't like it. I want to go out and have holidays, but I'm not allowed. And all of this, like, I agree with some of you, this is getting too much now. And in fact, someone sent me a link about something like Agenda 21, which I hope it's not true, but it seems to be, what's the inevitable plan? This is just ridiculous now that people's rights and freedom is curtailed on this pandemic. And anywhere you go, look how hassle I was. Today is Tuesday and I gotta have to have the proper quarantine pass. And my quarantine pass, is an odd number on the end, so I have to borrow Junel's. And luckily his brother was already home, because his brother as well has to borrow that quarantine pass if he goes out on a certain date. Sometimes the malls check it, sometimes don't. And another thing that we do here, you are there fighting in the West of rebelling about wearing masks. We're even required to wear masks and shield in here. So some don't follow the shield, but if you want to enter into malls and banks, they require you to wear a shield, a face shield, and also with a mask. And this is just getting too much. Like, you lose that freedom. You go out, go wherever you want to go. Like me, I have to mind that, which car will I'm taking? Will I be entering Mandaue City? Because Mandaue City is checking all the coding of the plate number of the cars, or I'm just gonna be within Cebu City. And like right now, there's a check I have to go to. Let's see. Tara, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. See what I mean? We sit. They check the quarantine pass. I got quarantine pass of Junel. Then when I go to the mall, they check it again, and they check that you wear the shield. It's just hassle. Although they are encouraging the locals, the domestic market for the for the tourism. Visit Boracay, visit your islands, visit your this. But hey, most people have to work at home. Most people have to let go of their business because some cannot even survive because of the lockdown. So it's still affecting everything. Even if you open it up for domestic tourism, it is not the same like it was. Perhaps, yeah, there are exemptions, the one that with unlimited income, but you know what I mean? Majority of the people are suffering economically. It's not only the tourism industry. They need to open it up now, even though you have to follow the social distancing and the frequent washing of hands. But the economy needs to go around. It's green, I gotta go. And how can you go to a, like, for talking sake, we go to Boracay when the capacity of the hotels are limited, the capacity of the restaurants are limited, the capacity of the planes are limited. So, you gotta have to pre-book it beforehand so you can get your places in those hotels, planes, and buses. So look at the hassle of this. And besides, a lot of people have lost their jobs, have lost their income. So the economy is really suffering, and yet they still require you to, no, we won't have only skeletal workforce, only a few can work per day, only a few this, you know. This is getting too much. Don't. I'm now in the parking basement.